What is the energetic cost of your leadership that no one else sees? So this reading is going to be for those of you that carry everything. You carry the room, you carry the vision, and you carry the weight of being the one that everybody else looks to. So Spirit, for the viewer, may we please have a look. What message do you have for them in regards to the cost that your leadership that no one else sees? We've got the World card, we've got the Moon card, the Knight of Wands, the Page of Swords, the King of Wands, and this Ace of Wands. How beautiful. I've always really loved how the tarot itself acknowledges my question, and this is shown here with this King of Wands. So this card is mirroring you, the leader, the visionary, the one who others naturally follow. So the King of Wands is known to be bold and magnetic and brilliant. They carry this kind of presence that moves people into action simply by standing in the room. You are the spark, you are the guide, you are the one that everyone looks toward for direction. And look at where he's facing. Fully forward, fully in the present moment, fully awake, fully on. And that's the silent cost, is that your leadership requires you to always be available, always aware, always inspiring. Now, can you see that we have these two sunflowers here that are flanking him? So I don't know if any of you have ever watched sunflowers move, but if you have, you will notice that they follow the presence of the sun all day long. They will turn their heads. So where the light goes, they turn. And that's the truth of your leadership. People turn toward you in that same way. They orientate themselves by your vision. They look to you for warmth, they look to you for motivation, clarity, and movement. So you are the emotional sun that they follow. And while this is your gift, it can also be a little bit of a weight that no one else sees. So I feel that you have a strong team around you. I see this with the Page of Swords and also this Knight of Wands. But I also see this as your delivery system, the way that your ideas move through the world. So this is your messaging, your voice, the way that you show up online. And it's very sharp, it's very direct, it's very exciting, and it definitely works. Now the Page is always scanning, always thinking, always processing, and these little white blossoms around the page, I've always seen them as thought bubbles, this constant stream of ideas and insights and angles and updates. You know, this mind that doesn't switch off because it's always preparing for the next message and the next moment of impact. And absolutely do I see this as your passion, and it is enjoyable. There is an edge to it. It does require presence. It talks about vigilance, and it talks about this constant mental activity. And here's where it gets interesting. The Knight of Wands tells me that this isn't just mental work. Like I say, this is your passion, especially when we have this with the Ace of Wands as well. This is your passion, it's your drive, it's your fire. So the Knight is all about movement and momentum and a desire to create, a desire to inspire, a desire to go, go, go. So your leadership, it pulls you forward before you've even had a time to integrate the last thing that you did. So your vision almost outruns your body, and your passion, it outruns your rest. And that's part of the energetic cost, that you love what you do so much that slowing down almost feels impossible. So these cards, they seem to say that yes, you do have a team, and yes, you do have support, but you are still the engine behind it. You are the visionary, you are the thinker, the messenger, the fire, and that is very beautiful, but it's also quite a lot to carry. And then we have this beautiful Moon card. And the Moon card is all about the emotions, the emotional undercurrent that maybe you don't always show. So what we know about the moon is that it has this magnetic ability to move the oceans. And that's the exact power that you also have. You move people, you influence rooms, you lead with a kind of emotional gravity, the same way that the moon moves the tides. And that is absolutely a gift. But the moon also points to the parts of you that might feel unseen, not because you're hiding, but because the people around you assume that you're fine. They assume that you're the steady one, the capable one, the one who can handle it all. And sometimes that can get a little bit lonely. So we see the harebells here in this card, and they represent devotion and long-term purpose. And what this tells me is that your work isn't random, that you've been building these skills for a long time, maybe not only in this particular lifetime, but lifetime after lifetime. And it feels like people rely on you because you're naturally good at what you do. But the moon also shows the emotional cost of always having to be on, always having to be this King of Wands. So you don't always have the time or the space to actually process what you're feeling. So you jump from one responsibility to the next, from one room to the next, from one decision to the next. And the emotional debris gets pushed to the side. This Knight of Wands is the card that shows that. This is the card of impulsivity. And you handle everything beautifully in the public, but privately, you don't always get a moment to reset. So that's the truth. The moon is pointing to your emotional life often gets postponed because your leadership doesn't stop long enough for you to feel it. Now at the bottom of the deck, we saw the World card, and this really gives us the overall theme of everything that we've seen so far. So this World, it shows that there is this wreath, and this wreath is actually made of sweetgrass, which traditionally is used as a symbol of protection. So in this context, it's like you've built an energetic buffer around yourself, a boundary that lets people come close, but not too close. So you open the door when you need to, and then you close it when you need to. And honestly, that's something high performing people need to learn out of necessity. You know, you really create a controlled environment around yourself because there's so much coming at you all of the time. People, expectations, demands, decisions, emotional weight, it all adds up. So this wreath, it makes sense that you've put a protective bubble around yourself just to stay functional. But inside this wreath, can you see that there is this torso, and it's opened up almost like a cadaver, and you can see directly into the digestive system. And this is what it says in plain language. It says you're not giving yourself enough time to digest anything that you go through. You move from one responsibility to the next without actually processing the last thing. Your emotional system, your nervous system, even your body, it never truly gets the pause that it needs. And this really ties us back to the moon, is that you're constantly taking things in, but you're not necessarily getting the time or the space to break them down. And this is where that message becomes really clear. If you actually were to allow yourself proper decompression, real downtime, real emotional processing, real nervous system reset, then you would come back online more energized than ever. And that's exactly what this Ace of Wands points to. It talks to a renewed energy, a creative spark of fresh motivation, this clear sense of direction. So the Ace of Wands is the power up that comes after you've digested everything that you've been carrying. So the overall energy that we're seeing here is that you are leading beautifully, but your system is overloaded. And if you were to create space to decompress, then your energy would come back stronger than you expect. So it's not about doing less, it's about giving your inner world a chance to catch up with your outer one. If this reading hit home for you and you want clarity for the next quarter of your business year, then there is a link in my bio. And we can look at the exact pressures that you're carrying. We can have a look at what your next level is asking of you and where your energy and strategy actually need to go. So if you're leading at a high level, you don't have to do it blind. So let's map out your next 90 days with intention.